answer that from a director's / actor perspective. We never really know because we never only work on one episode. We work on chunks of episodes at a time. Anywhere from 4 to, I think, 9 is the most I've had at one time. So I might call in, across 9 episodes, Chris's character is maybe in 5 of them, and he has 20 hours worth of work. So he'll come in, and that doesn't mean that we'll work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That'll be spread out across 6 weeks. And then somewhere in there, Jeremy will be in there. So, and it honestly just depends on how many lines per episode there are. We all know that an episode is about 22, 23 minutes, but sometimes in an action-oriented show, half of that could be fighting and more reactions, and then there could be another episode where it's like, let's give you all the exposition, the last 20 years of this character's life. And when there's lots of talking and lots of flaps to match, the amount of hours that we are given to complete an episode, or 2 or 5, it depends on how many lines there are. So it'd be nice to say if we only did 1 episode at a time, maybe working 8 hours a day, you could do an episode in a week, maybe a week and a half, if I have to guess. But usually we're given 4 to 6 episodes, and we have anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 months to do it.
Okay, that's good to know.
And I know when flaps don't fit, that takes a lot of time. You can sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes if it's just not going to fit, and you have to keep the meaning exactly the same, and you have to make it sound like the character, but there's only so many words that you can arrange so many different ways, and that can take time and delay stuff. So
yeah, rewriting definitely is what takes.
Rewriting.
That's the most delaying thing that we run across. But it's frustrating, but in the end it's good, and I don't even know that the fans really even get to appreciate, but we do it for them because we want it to fit the flaps and retain the meaning. And sometimes it just ain't working for the director or the actor or the combination of the two. So.
Maybe from characters from like Japan that never came over, or from series that are current.
Well.
I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, and they never dubbed the final season. And I don't know that it will ever happen. And it was done here in Canada, wasn't it? Yeah, and it would probably never be dubbed and put on television due to the nature of the content of said season. And it isn't that it's awful, that there's just a lot of like gender bending and stuff that on American television wouldn't fly. So I don't think the company would be interested. But maybe, I always keep my fingers crossed that some company will be like, you know, that needs to get made. That would make us money if we would dub that and release it, because it has never even been like released here. And so I would love to be a part of Sailor Moon. I'd love to direct it. I'd love to play her, or anyone. So yeah, that's my answer.
I loved Mayan Ghost Hunt, and there's the novels, not the manga, but the novels that were never released. Well, I mean, they were released, but then they haven't made an anime of it, and there was talk of a 2nd season, and that hasn't happened. So if that happened, that would be awesome, because I love that character, and I wish they'd get more into the story of what happened in the novels that wasn't discussed in the manga.
My answer is no.
There's nobody.
No.
You get to play all the parts you want.
I've been really lucky. I mean, yeah, a couple of times I've auditioned for things and not been cast, but then like something, another window opens and you're like, oh, that character is so much more cool. Like,
or I couldn't have done this if I was stuck playing
right.
that.
I mean, Wallflower is a really good example, because I went into Wallflower wanting to play Kyohei because he was the lead, but there's 4 male leads in the show. Kyohei is the one with the most dialogue, so you're going to make the most money playing Kyohei, so you want that role, of course, and I would have fit the role fine, but someone else fit it better, and I ended up playing Ronru, and Ronru fit me much better. It was a much better fit character-wise, and in voice, I just actually finished voicing that character, and it's been so much fun. And so going back, I would never have it be switched around,
Who did play the part?
Greeley.
Oh, wow.
Josh Greeley.
That's awesome.
Josh Greeley got Kyohei, and I got Ronru.
And the other ones are Vic and
Vic
Greg?
and Greg.
Oh, what a cool They have like Hello Kitty like Kleenex and like wet wipes and stuff in China. You can buy them from vending machines in the subway stations.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. Yeah.
Strange. I think it'd be really funny if there was some like alcoholic beverages with anime characters.
Or energy drinks.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I find that
Interesting.
Like Dragon Ball Power Up drinks. Yeah.
I think panties are also odd.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
The Nautical
Uh-huh.
panties,
They're
I'm
panties
sure.
are Nautical.
And signing those.
Yeah.
Signing that.
Jeremy and I did a show
That was
called
awkward.
Shuffle, where we
Shuffle,
play kind
that
of
was
like
awkward.
demon cousins, and there are lots of underwear in that show.
Yes, there are.
And so the premium item was a pair of underwear, and came
we
in the
signed
very final
them.
box. And for marketing, we signed I don't know how many pairs.
I don't know, but it was very uncomfortable when I walked in for a session and Todd Habercorn was standing at the desk and he was talking to Tara about something and they were like, "Yeah, Jeremy's gonna have to sign that," and I said, "What?" But they were really like, they were like, "Oh, underwear." I said, "Yeah, no." I thought they were kidding. I said, "That's not something. Doesn't sound like something I would have to sign."
They weren't kidding.
It was, and it was very awkward.
There's so much. Yeah.
There are a lot of really, really, really awesome shows that we're all working on right now, and we can't talk about any of them. There's one that every time I think about saying something about it, I get really excited, and then I have to.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I think all of us are, but I guess the best way to stay in touch with what all is going on at Funimation, I don't know, you can put in 2 words for ADV, but Funimation has a podcast every Monday.
That's right.
So Funimation.com/podcast. Every Monday they talk about what's being released, what's going on at the studio, who's in what show that they can talk about. And it's usually really funny.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
contests
Yeah, it is
and
fun.
silly things like that. So go check out the podcast. Support the anime industry. Yay. And thanks for watching.
Yeah.